Hello, my watery Pisces friends, my Pisces risings, my beautiful mermaids, mermen. How are you? Welcome to your June 2023 astrological quickie forecast. I'm going to talk about several dates, so on and so forth. I actually did a simple tweak than the other videos that I made because I added in more blue and green. You see this kind of like we're under the sea. We're under the sea, swimming in our huge, creative, expansive, boundaryless waters that you are ruled by. Let's get right to it. On June 3rd, there is a full moon that happens in fellow mutable sign of Sagittarius, the fire Jupiter ruled sign that deals with being on a quest and pushing boundaries, which I think you can get into sometimes. And this particular full moon illuminates your career house and your public standing house, the place in a sense that deals with like how you show who you are and your reputation and what you're the authority on. A lot of times we say career and profession, sometimes it's how we're seen and the fame that comes along with it, right? Well, this full moon in Sagittarius brings a boundaryless vision of something more. But not only that, it gets on a deeper emotional, or not just emotional, but I meant philosophical trip. Where something new, a higher truth that's incorporated into your Pisces self, and in how that is shown, and how you show that in your career and your public face, and how you stand on your metaphorical stage. I also will say that is a day of surprises when it comes to communication, because Mercury and Taurus will be together with Uranus, the unpredictable planet that likes to shake things up and bring something new in and progressive and out of the blue. And it's also going to be connecting with Mercury and Taurus that day. So there's kind of an interesting energy, an electrical energy that day. But let's just focus, and you will be focusing on your career part of your chart with that full moon. When we get several days later to June 5th, the planet Venus, which rules love, which you love, relationships, money, resources, how we are in harmony with everything, Venus, will be going into the sign of Leo for the most important transits of the year, because Venus will be in Leo from June all the way to October. Reason being, it will go retrograde. Venus in Leo in the middle of the summertime, so it will take its sweet time going through the sign of Leo. This happens in the part of your world that deals with how you, in a sense, do in little things in your day-by-day life. In a sense, they call this the house of service and how you serve. The other part of this place is in the sense of like how you do your work and bow down to your work and get down to using a system, doing little things every day to do your work and to service your work. This chart also, part of the chart also has to deal with animals on the old school way, and even deals with like illness. So I want you to understand your relation to like your day-by-day living and your step-by-step living during the day. The systems and the to-do list and the little things that you do to keep things going on in your life will pretty much be going through a Venus change, and how through the whole summer, and how you relate to those things. How do you relate to your work? How do you relate to your service? And how well do you express yourself through that vessel? So when we get to June 11th, Mercury, the planet of communication, and how things get from point A to point B, when we send something and it ends up on the other end, hopefully it does, Mercury rules that, is entering its sign of Gemini, where it belongs and where it flourishes. And in this instance, communication that deals with your past, home, in the home, family, memories, parents, all those types of things are going to be up on the table for several weeks. And there's going to be a lot of chatter going on here and a lot of thoughts about what occurs in this place currently or what occurred in the past. So I just want to give you a clue on that. And that part of your chart that deals with home in the past will not be over yet. I do want to stop here for a second and say that on the same day as June 11th, Pluto is going to be going back into Capricorn for the final time, and it'll be there pretty much all the way to the end of the year, and it leaves Aquarius and goes back into Capricorn, where it was since 2008. This transformational planet, or I would say more a regenerative planet, that deals with how we claim power and wherever it is in slow subconscious way, is going back into the part of your chart that deals with how you relate to groups of people, your community, and how your hopes, wishes, and dreams are funneled and accepted through friends and community, and if they are in line with who you are. Who are your friends? Who are your patrons and supporters? Who are those people? Do they support your dreams and your visions? Well, you're going to have one final little story going on here from June all the way to the end of the year to tie up lessons and deep subconscious lessons that you finally learned from 2008 all the way till now, you will get to apply in this part of your chart. Now, when we get to the 18th, we have a new moon that happens in Gemini. And now we come back to the place that has to deal with home in your chart. It's a big theme this month in general for you of what is going on with you. Are you a parent, your parents, your past, memories, lineage, ancestry? Where your roots and foundations are is pretty much going to be a point of something this month with Mercury being there. But not only that, the new moon. New moons bring in new beginnings possibly. And if you are in an alignment with that, a lot of times it's something that you can integrate or plant as a seed for the new moon, which we can see some of the benefits of that 6 months down the line. Here is a seed moment in a new moment, in a new vision with how you are communicating and dealing with family structures, home, safety, and security. The next week, the Cancer birthday start to start off summer solstice and winter solstice in the southern hemisphere on the 21st. Several days later, on June 26th, Mercury leaves Gemini in that place of home that I was talking about where you have conversations there, and it's going to enter the sign of Cancer. Now we get into a more emotional communicating, more processing slowly, not so quick as Mercury was in Gemini, but more down in your core where your intuition is and emotions in there, and the communication will happen in the part of your chart that deals with how you integrate and how you connect with what gives you pleasure and happiness in your life, what feels good to you. This is the 5th house, so a lot of emotional conversations are going to happen there at the end of June into July, and I like this for you, and I think you like it too, because you being a water sign, Pisces, any other planet that goes into the other water signs like Scorpio and Cancer is always going to connect with you in a good way. And so finally you're going to get out of the head the Gemini end and dealing with home and family, and you're going to talk about what feels good to you with yourself and other people. All right? Hey, if you dug this and you liked what I was doing and it's your first time here, please hit the subscribe button and support the channel. I'm trying to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I also do live streams on here where I do live chart readings once a month and other things. You can check out my past videos. You can go to my website, sparklesofgold.com, to see my offerings for one-on-one consultations. Find me on Instagram, so on and so forth. Big hug to you. Big hug to you, my Pisces and Pisces risings. I'll see you on the next video.